International Space Station. Our castle in space.
Every time you look up at the sky, there's something silently orbiting the Earth far above us. Massive, complex, and full of life. This is the International Space Station, or simply, the ISS, humanity's permanent home in space. What is the ISS? The ISS is the largest man-made structure in space. It orbits Earth at around 420 kilometers above the surface, traveling at an incredible speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour. That means it goes around the planet about 16 times a day. But the ISS isn't just a bunch of metal boxes floating in space. It's a living, breathing research station, where real people, astronauts, live and work every day. The station was built through a partnership between NASA, USA, Roscosmos, Russia, ESA, Europe, JAXA, Japan, and CSA, Canada. That's why it's called international. It stands as a symbol of peaceful global cooperation in space. The main goal of the ISS is to study how humans can live in space for long periods of time, and to conduct scientific research in microgravity. In space, without gravity, scientists can perform experiments that are impossible to do on Earth. For example, they study how the human body reacts to long-term weightlessness, things like bone loss, muscle weakening, and changes in the immune system. They also run tests related to medicine, materials science, plant growth, and fluid behavior. The research done on the ISS is not just for future space missions, it's helping people on Earth today. For example, studies on muscle loss in space help scientists understand and treat age-related diseases back on Earth. Experiments on plants could lead to drought-resistant crops for future farming. And of course, the ISS is a training ground for future missions to the Moon and Mars. If we want to send humans to Mars one day, we need to learn how to survive in deep space first. That's what the ISS helps us prepare for. Living in space is nothing like living on Earth. There's no gravity, so everything floats. Astronauts have to secure themselves when they sleep, eat, or even go to the bathroom. Meals are pre-packaged and stored in vacuum-sealed containers. There are no ovens. Food is simply warmed. Water is stored in special pouches and sipped through straws. And here's the interesting part. Most of the water on the ISS is recycled from sweat and urine. Sleeping happens in special sleeping bags that are tied to the walls. Otherwise, astronauts would float around the cabin. And every astronaut must exercise for about 2 hours a day. In zero gravity, muscles and bones weaken quickly. That's why they use treadmills and resistance equipment to stay in shape. The ISS is powered by huge solar panels that generate electricity. Inside, life support systems produce oxygen, filter carbon dioxide, and keep the temperature stable. Everything is constantly monitored by engineers back on Earth. Cargo and supplies are delivered using special automated spacecraft. These include SpaceX's Dragon, Russia's Progress, and Japan's HTV cargo vehicle. After delivering supplies, they often take out the station's waste and burn up in the atmosphere on re-entry. Sometimes astronauts need to go outside the station for repairs or installations. This is called a spacewalk. Wearing special suits, they can spend hours working on the exterior of the ISS. They replace antennas, fix solar panels, or install new equipment. It's dangerous, but essential to the station's maintenance. Can you see the ISS from Earth? Yes, you can. The ISS looks like a fast-moving bright in the sky. You can spot it with the naked eye on a clear night. It's faster than a plane and usually visible for just a few minutes. NASA even has websites and apps that tell you exactly when and where to look. Construction of the ISS began in 1998, starting with one module. Over the years, more modules were added. Today, the ISS is about the size of a football field and made up of over 15 connected modules. Each module has a purpose: laboratories, control rooms, living spaces, and storage areas. So far, over 270 astronauts from more than 100 countries have visited the station. That makes it one of the most international projects in human history. Telescope. What's next for the ISS? Current plans suggest the ISS will remain in service until around 2030. After that, it may be retired, repurposed, or carefully deorbited into the ocean. But space stations won't disappear. NASA, SpaceX, and other companies are working on next-generation commercial space stations. This could mean space hotels, private labs, and even small orbital cities in the near future. The ISS is not just a scientific platform. It's a monument to human imagination, collaboration, and courage. People from different countries, speaking different languages, came together to build something truly extraordinary. It teaches us about space. It teaches us about ourselves. And above all, it shows us one powerful truth. The sky is not the limit, it's just the beginning.